Good morning, children. How you all are? Hope you all fine. Okay, we are learning the factors and multiples topic. In the previous class, we learned about what is a factor, what are common factors, and how can we write the HCF of numbers. Like that, what are multiples and how we can write the common multiples. What are the methods we can follow while finding LCM? Also, we learned in the previous class. Now, I am going to start the other definitions. Next one, prime number. Prime number. What is meant by prime number? What is meant by prime number? Numbers that have only two factors. What is meant by prime numbers? Numbers that have only two factors. Numbers that have only two factors. What type of numbers those are? One and itself are called prime numbers. What are prime numbers? The numbers which have only two factors. That type of numbers are called prime numbers. So what are the examples of prime numbers? 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29 and so on. These are the prime numbers. These are all having only two factors, one and itself, not more than two factors. This type of numbers are called prime numbers. Now about composite numbers. What are composite numbers? Numbers that have more than two factors, these are called composite numbers. Numbers that have more than two factors. Numbers that have more than two factors are called composite numbers. What are prime numbers? The numbers which has only two factors, one in itself. And what are composite numbers? The numbers which have more than two factors. For example, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 18, next 20, 21 and so on. Those are the factors. Those are the composite numbers. What are prime? Having two factors only prime. Which are having more than two factors, those are composite numbers. These are the examples of prime numbers and composite numbers. Next one about even and odd numbers. What are even numbers and what are odd numbers? Okay. Let us learn about that. What are even numbers? What are even numbers? Numbers which have the numbers which are the multiples of 2. The numbers which are multiples of 2. Numbers which are multiples of 2 are called even numbers. The numbers which are multiples of 2 are called even numbers. That means the number should have 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 at one's place. Those numbers should have 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 at one's place. Those numbers should have 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 at one's place. That type of numbers are even numbers. For example, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 and so on. Those are the even numbers. What are even numbers, children? Numbers which are the multiples of 2. Those are called even numbers. Next about odd numbers. What are odd numbers? The numbers which are not multiples of 2. The numbers which are multiples of 2, we call it as even numbers. The numbers which are not multiples of 2, we call them as odd numbers. What are odd numbers? Numbers which are not multiples of 2. Numbers which are not multiples of 2. Not multiples of 2. Numbers which are not multiples of 2 are called odd numbers. Odd numbers. Okay. See the examples of odd numbers. The numbers which are having 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 at one's place, those are all odd numbers. Here the numbers which have 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 at one's place, that type of numbers are called even numbers. So odd numbers means numbers which having the 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 at one's place, that type of digits are called odd numbers. What are the examples of odd numbers? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, like that. These are all the numbers having 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 at one's place. So these type of numbers are odd numbers. Here the ones place digits are 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. These type of numbers are even numbers. Okay, ma? Next one about twin primes. Next one about twin primes. What are twin primes? What are meant by twin primes? See that? Two prime numbers which are differ by 2. Twin prime numbers, twin primes. Two prime numbers which are differ by 2. Which are differ by 2 are called twin primes. What are twin primes? Two prime numbers which are differ by 2 are called twin primes. What are the examples of twin primes, children? See, you have to choose two numbers twin primes only, and its difference should be 2. So for example, 3, 5, one day 5, 7. Here 3 and 5 both are prime numbers only, its difference is 2. Here 5 and 7 both are prime numbers only, its difference is 2. Next 11, 13, 17, 19. Like that you can write the pairs of twin primes. So that means the prime number should be consecutive and its difference should be 2. That type of prime numbers are called twin primes. Next one about co-primes. What are co-primes? The numbers which have no common factors other than 1. The numbers which have no common factor. The numbers, not prime numbers, the numbers which have no common factor other than 1 are called co-primes. The numbers which have no common factor other than 1, those are called co-primes. For example, 4, 5. 4 or 5 having no common factor. What are factors of 4? 1, 2, 4. 5 common factors, 1, 5. Which are common in these two? 1 only. So this type of numbers are co-primes. Common factors are 1. Therefore 4, 5 are co-primes. Like that numbers you have to choose. Like that numbers you have to choose. Next one about prime factors. Next one about prime factors. What are prime factors? Factors of a number that are prime are called its prime factors. Factors of a number. Factors of a number that are prime. Factors of a number that are prime are called its prime factors. Are called its prime factors. Okay, how can we find the prime factors of a number? For example, prime factors of 36. Now I would like to find the prime factors of 36. How can I do the prime factor? How can I find out the prime factors of factors? First I have to find the factors of that number. What are the factors of that number? 36 factors. 136 is next 2 18s in 3 table. When it comes 36 amount, 12 3s 36. 12 3s 36. So 3 12s, 4 9s 36, 6 6 are 36. One number repeated 2 times, so you have to circle one of its number. So what are its factors of 36? Factors of 36 are 1 2 3 4 6 9 12 18 36. In that, which are prime? 2 3. What are prime numbers here? 2 and 3. Therefore, prime factors of 36 are, what are prime numbers here? 2 and 3. Like that you can find the prime factors of a number. First we have to find the factors of the number, and then you have to choose which are prime in that, and you can select the prime factors of that number. Next one about prime factorization. Next one about prime factorization. What is meant by prime factor? The factorization in which every factor is prime. The factorization in which the factorization of every factor is prime. Every factor is prime. The factorization in which every factor is prime is called prime factorization of that number. Is called prime factorization of that number. Prime factorization of that number. Prime factorization of that number. Children, see here. What are the prime factors of a number? For example, prime factorization of 72. Prime factorization of, for example, 96. What is the prime factorization of 96? You have to choose the factors by finding the prime factorization. All should be the prime. All should be the prime. 96 prime factorization. You can see 9 and 6. You can see in the 3 table. Yes, na? 3 3 is 9. 3 2 is 6. 32. Which table? 2 table. 2 16s 32. Again the 16. 2 table. 2 8s. 2 4s. 2 2s. We should not select the composite numbers. We can do table 4 8s like that we can do? No, it's not. Now you have to choose only the prime factors to find out the factorization. So what is the prime factorization of 96? Like that you have to write 3 into 5 times 2 was given, 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. This is the prime factorization of 96. Okay children, in the next class we will start our exercise. Definition part was completed. Okay, in the next session we will meet you again. Till then, goodbye.